It was supposed to be the happiest night of her young life. 16-year-old Clara Hayes had finally stepped out of the shadows and into the spotlight. That evening, under the warm glow of the stage lights, she delivered her lines with grace and confidence. Her voice, soft yet steady, carried across the high school auditorium. When the curtain fell and the crowd erupted in applause, Clara smiled wider than she ever had before. Her parents clapped until their palms ached. Her classmates cheered. Clara bowed shyly, cheeks flushed red from the rush of it all. And then she was gone. Moments later, while her family waited in the parking lot, Clara vanished into the night, never to be seen again. For 7 years, Willow Creek searched, prayed, and feared. Then, one spring afternoon, a group of children stumbled upon a hollow tree in the woods, and inside it, they found a weather-worn journal with her name on it. Her words, preserved in faded ink, revealed the terror Clara had felt before she disappeared. And with it, a chilling truth no one was ready to face. Clara Hayes, the shy star. Clara wasn't the kind of teenager who sought attention. She was quiet, reserved, the kind of girl who preferred books to parties. Her friends described her as kind but cautious, with a laugh that only appeared once you earned her trust. Her parents, Daniel and Margaret Hayes, had always encouraged her to step out of her shell. So when Clara auditioned for the school play, Our Town, they were stunned, but thrilled. She landed a small role. Not the lead, but enough to put her on stage. For Clara, it was everything. In the weeks leading up to opening night, she stayed late at rehearsals, memorizing her lines, practicing her movements. Her teachers praised her dedication. Her parents noticed a spark in her that hadn't been there before. She seemed happy, her mother later said, her voice breaking. But now I wonder, was she hiding something from us all along? March 22, 2012. The auditorium buzzed with excitement. Parents filed into the seats, programs in hand. Students, nervous and giddy, peeked from behind the curtain. When Clara stepped onto that stage in her vintage blue dress, borrowed from the school's costume closet, she looked radiant. The fabric hung loose at the shoulders, but on her, it gave the appearance of timeless beauty. For 90 minutes, she disappeared into her role. When the play ended, her classmates hugged her. Some rushed off to celebrate. Clara promised her parents she'd meet them by the car after she grabbed her things. But she never came. At first, Daniel and Margaret thought Clara was caught up chatting with friends. But minutes stretched into hours. The school emptied out. The parking lot grew quiet. And still, Clara was nowhere to be found. Her phone rang once, then went straight to voicemail. By midnight, panic set in. Police were called. Flashlights cut through the dark woods behind the school. Volunteers formed search lines, combing through fields, creek beds, and abandoned lots. All they found was a pale blue hair ribbon lying in the dirt near a wooded trail. Margaret swore she had tied it into Clara's hair that very night. Beyond that, there was nothing. No footprints. No witnesses. No sign of struggle. It was as if Clara had vanished into thin air. In a small town like Willow Creek, silence is unbearable. People need answers, even when there are none. Rumors began to swirl. Some whispered about a jealous classmate, someone envious of Clara's sudden moment in the spotlight. Others pointed fingers at a teacher who often stayed late after rehearsals. His alibi checked out, but suspicions lingered. A few claimed to have seen a strange truck circling the school parking lot that week. Police chased the lead but found nothing solid. The theories multiplied, but the evidence did not. As weeks turned into months, and months into years, Clara's name faded from the headlines. Her parents never stopped searching. But every time the phone rang, or an officer knocked at the door, their hope shattered a little more. Clara's bedroom became a shrine. Her scripts, stacked neatly on the desk. Her journals, filled with doodles and lines from plays, sat untouched. The blue costume from that night hung over the back of her chair, never returned to the school. Daniel would sometimes sit in her room, staring at the empty bed. Margaret dusted the shelves but never moved a thing. They couldn't bear to let go. Spring 2019. A group of kids playing hide-and-seek in the woods stumbled across something unusual. A hollow at the base of an old oak tree, wide enough for a child to crawl into. Inside they found an old notebook. Its cover was cracked, weathered by time and rain. But scrawled inside the front page were the words that stopped everyone cold. Property of Clara Hayes. Detectives handled the notebook with gloves, turning the brittle pages carefully. What they found wasn't the diary of a carefree teenager. It was a record of fear. Clara had written about a man she kept seeing. A stranger in a truck parked near her street. Footsteps behind her after rehearsals. A shadow lingering by the gym doors. Her words grew more frantic as the entries went on. I told Mom someone's following me, but she says I'm imagining things. Saw the truck again today. Same dent in the bumper. I don't feel safe walking home anymore. And then the chilling final entry, just days before the play. If anything happens to me, look for the oak tree in the woods. It's my safe place. But he knows about it now. I saw him there. That oak tree was the very one where her journal had been discovered 7 years later. The town was thrown back into mourning. Vigils were held. Old classmates gathered, clutching candles, whispering Clara's name. Parents pulled their children closer. Teachers wept in the school hallways. And Daniel and Margaret, they could barely speak. Her words had been there all along, hidden inside a hollow tree, waiting to be found. The journal reopened the case, but crucial years had slipped away. The truck Clara wrote about? Gone. The man she described? Never named. Any physical evidence? Washed away by time. Detectives pursued old leads. They re-interviewed suspects. But every path ended in shadows. Some believed it was an outsider, a drifter passing through town. Others swore it had to be someone close, someone Clara knew. But no arrest was ever made. Today, the oak tree where Clara's journal was found is seen as a grim landmark. Some say if you pass by it at night, you can hear the faint sound of pages turning, carried by the wind. Her parents finally held a memorial service, placing her journal, her voice, beside her framed photo in that same blue dress from the night of the play. Willow Creek still whispers her name. She walked off stage with a smile, and vanished. For 7 years, silence swallowed her story. And then from the hollow of an oak tree, her words emerged. Clara Hayes had felt hunted, stalked, and afraid. But the truth behind her disappearance remains buried in shadows. Was it a stranger? Someone she trusted? Or will her voice forever echo only from the pages of her journal? What happened to Clara Hayes remains one of Willow Creek's darkest mysteries.